Hello students, today we are going to start with example 2 of change in market equilibrium. Suppose that during another summer, a hurricane destroys part of the sugarcane crop and drives up the price of sugar. How does this event affect the market for ice cream? To answer this question, we will follow 3 steps. In step 1, we will decide whether the event will affect supply curve or demand curve or both curves. In our question, sugar is an input for ice cream. Price of sugar means input prices. We know that input prices is a variable that affects supply curve. So one thing is clear, that supply will be affected. In step 2, we will see that whether the supply curve will shift rightwards or leftwards. Because a hurricane has destroyed part of the sugarcane crop and thereby price of sugar is increased, which means that input prices has gone up. Due to the increase in input prices, the cost of production will be increased and thereby supply will be reduced. Reduction in supply implies leftward shift in supply curve. In step 3, we will analyze the changes on equilibrium price and equilibrium quantity. To proceed with step 3, we will use supply and demand diagram. In this diagram, initial equilibrium price is assumed as $2 per cone and initial equilibrium quantity is assumed as 7 ice cream cones. So the supply curve will shift leftwards. As you can see that the supply curve has been shifted leftwards from S1 to S2. Notice that at the initial equilibrium price, this portion, this portion denotes shortage or excess demand. In the situation of excess demand, sellers have an incentive to raise their prices without losing sales. Price increase will lead to an upward movement in both demand curve and supply curve. So there will be an upward movement in supply curve and upward movement in demand curve. These changes will continue until new equilibrium is achieved. New equilibrium price is assumed as $2.50 and new equilibrium quantity is assumed as 4 ice cream cones. So we can see from the figure that equilibrium prices is increased and equilibrium quantity is reduced. And now we can answer step 3, that equilibrium price increase and equilibrium quantity decrease. At last, we can write, as a result of the sugar price increase, the price of ice cream rises and the quantity of ice cream sold falls. Clear? Thank you.